Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut. I'm trying a new technique here. This is experimental. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But I have my camera angled slightly to the right. I've tried this before, but this is trying for a better perspective. I'm at the bowling alley in Norwich Town, in the Norwich Town section of Norwich right now, and I'm not going to drive over the speed bumps because this place is completely and utterly empty. I think normally there would be cars here, so I don't know if there's something going on, maybe maintenance, cleaning, something, I don't know. There isn't, it's almost like, it's kind of weird. I'm going to take a ride around the whole thing just because this is, I've never seen it like this before. I guess I can't avoid all speed bumps. But anyways, the camera is, I'm going to go over this. Okay. The camera is angled slightly to the right, which in theory could give you a better view of buildings, properties, homes, businesses, everything to the right. For example, I'm heading towards that building right there, the Grange, so we should get a better view at the angle that I'm going right now than I normally would if the camera was pointing dead straight. Again, this is an experiment. I'm not sure it's going to work, but let's try it out. I'm going to get out onto West Town Street here in a second. So there's, Shell gas station, for example, and the camera is angled to capture, I'm at a red light right now, but I assume in the background you can see Mobil gas station perfectly clear. There is a vehicle directly in front of me that's blocking a portion of that view. It'd be better if I was first in line for the red light, but that's okay. Again, experimental. I've been doing these lately. Yesterday I actually did or the day before yesterday, I did a reverse drive where I flipped the video completely from end to beginning, which made everything, cars and people walking backwards. It's on my channel right now if you want to take a look at it. All right, we're going to proceed down West Town Street. Actually, yeah, okay, I'm going to try to do some different things, but like right now we can't see Friendly's, I'm assuming, but we can see Shoals Avenue, the houses on West Town. We're coming up to Samuel Huntington School. We should be able to get a better look at that. In theory, this is theoretical, this is an idea that I don't know if it'll work or not. So right there is Samuel Huntington School. I'm driving a little bit slow for the folks behind me. We're coming up to Sacred Heart Church, so you should get a better view of that right there. It's obstructed by some trees and stuff, but right there. If I have this thing angled properly, it should work out. And let's see, I'm going to get down to the Norwich Town Green, so when I drive by that, yeah, I'll go around the green completely. But you'll be able to see things to the right of where I'm looking. I'm looking straight out this windshield, straight ahead, but, the Johnson home to my right. Norwich Town Green in the background. I'm at the corner of West Town and Town Street right now. Very historic area. And I want to go straight. This is a tough... Okay, so you can see right there, you should get a good view of the Norwich Town Green with houses in the background. It's a beautiful area. I'll go around the whole green. So we're capturing everything. Now, in theory, would I like to see the houses on the other side? To my left? Yes, I would. But you have to choose one or the other if you're going to angle the camera. So we're going to get a decent view of the Norwich Town Green. And things in the background such as First Congregational Church, Johnson Home, John Mason School is coming up here, the former John Mason School. Let's see, I will turn left. This is a little tricky down here. Okay. So we'll be able to get a better look at, for example, McDonald's. I think, if my, idea is going to pan out here. Hopefully it's not too disorienting, but, there's Mama's, Sweet Mama's down here. There's a James Plaza. There's Irene's Italian Food, Chelsea Groton Bank. As I slow down here, somebody's turning. And I'm going to go straight. If I angle the camera too much, it's just a sweeping cascade of, just things streaming by at such a fast, dizzying pace that it's uncomfortable to watch. But you should be able to see houses better. I'm trying to have the the cadence of this, the visuals on this thing. Okay, I'll be first in line. I got a red light here. I mean, this isn't the most thrilling view. We're just going to see a bunch of cars, but it's pointing directly at Bacchus. If those pine trees weren't there, we'd have a real good view at Bacchus Hospital. But for now, we're going to wait for this red light to turn green, and we don't mind waiting. It's no problem. We'll just record video and cars going by, and eventually people to my right will have a green light, which they do now, and they'll proceed, and that school bus and things like that will go. Normally, we would have a different view. And there's a guy doing a U-turn. Interesting. But as I go, I don't see. If I go through Bacchus, I'll be pointing in the other direction. If the camera was pointing left right now, you'd be seeing just a bunch of houses and it's hard. I guess it would be better if it's pointing to my right, because when I'm driving, the traffic to my left would be too distracting, I would think. But we'll just soak up the visuals on this new angle. I'm not going to do this all the time. This is a test. It's just it's just an idea. And if the camera's not, if this camera is not angled enough right now, then it's just not going to pan out. But there's a sweet spot between too far to the right and too far to the center. So like right now I'm driving by a church. You should be able to see that. Lee Memorial United Methodist Church. Normally you would not have as well a view of that church, as good a view of that church, as if the camera was pointing dead straight. Now these houses to the right, you should be able to see those much better, assuming this theory pans out. We're going to find out. Boy, the trees are really starting to kick in. The leaves are, they're still immature, but they're on their way. Every day I drive around, I see quite a jump in growth from one day to the next. We're at a red light right now. Chelsea Parade is in front of us. Now, when I drive by Chelsea Parade, you'll be able to get a better view of it. And there's also war memorials, veterans memorials, and different things to the right, coming up right there. Veterans of wars, memorials, and headstones. So there's Chelsea Parade. I mean, there's nothing going on, but, you know, there's festivals and things. If I was driving by, you could get a good view of that right now. Teal House there in the background, that white big building. So I'm driving down one of my favorite streets in Norwich, Broadway, right now. There's, you know, glorious houses on this street, among other streets. Washington Street, you know, many streets in Norwich contain incredible architecture. But there's a church right there, St. Mark's. I think it's a Lutheran church, but that's, I hope we got a view of it with this new technique that I'm using. Now, St. Pat's is to my left, so I'm assuming we're not seeing that, but we're seeing a lot of the nice homes to my right, but probably directly in front of you. I'll drive through the city quickly, and I'll cover a little territory, because I think it'll be interesting to see what this new angle does for, you know, closer architectural perspective. You know, it's a little tighter driving around the city. Well, this is pretty tight right here. I'm going down Union Street. So you can see the homes to the right on Union Street, and cars parked in the street. Let's head down here. So I'm going to go by the old Otis Library. When I say old, I mean it was like, you know, 100 years ago, but now it's La Stella Pizza, or La Stella's restaurant, right there. Hopefully it's in frame as I head down to Broadway. And I'll drive slowly around the city here with this new angle as I go by this big bus. So you should be able to get a picture of that mural up there, a better view of the mural. Wow, blinking red light. That's a tough spot for a blinking red light, but I'm gonna wing it here. Thanks. So there's okay, there's the roundabout ahead. I'm gonna drive real slow around this roundabout. So, okay, camera is angled, going around the roundabout real slow. Should be able to get decent views. You can freeze the frame, 5 and 10, Young's Block. This guy should be stopping. I'm going around the roundabout. But anyways, there's, you know, the old Reed and Hughes building, things like that. As I stop and let this young lady cross the street, you should see her pass in front of the camera. Otis Library should be directly in front of you. Apparently there's a new restaurant or something going in here. Choppies or Choopies. CHOOPI, Kitchen and Cocktails, coming soon to my right next to the Otis Library. I hope it happens soon, because that's a good spot right there. This camera should be pointing towards, there's a nice, what appears to be like maybe a cherry tree and a bunch of beautiful old buildings. Okay, we're coming up on the old YMCA that's being redone. I mean, wow, they're really, goodbye YMCA staircase. They're taking that out today. going to go over the viaduct. Get back down into the city a little bit. Had a motorcycle right behind me. I don't think he was too thrilled at the slower speed that I'm driving, but he's gone now. So you can see that there's a parking garage or a parking lot. Normally we wouldn't have a good view of that. As I head back down towards the down city area. All right, this is the Water Street Bridge. Different perspective. I seem to be getting real lucky with these red lights today. So you can see the Shannon building. Wow, this blinking red light is highly unusual for this area. I've seen it before, but it's rare. I don't know if there's something going on or... Okay, I'm going to have to hit that roundabout partially one more time, which we love. I do. I love this roundabout. I think this rotary is real cool. I'm going to go up Bath Street right now. A completely different view, a different field of view than my normal videos that I've done in the past. For example, City Hall right there should be perfectly in frame. I think. I'm not positive, but if my, if my theory is correct, you're going to be able to see things on the right, on my right. They'll appear directly in front of you, but on my right, where the other videos that I've shot would not show that. Okay, as we drive down the road here, there's beautiful buildings to my right. I'm in Main Street. I'll go real slow. Parking garage to my right. There's a beautiful building right next to it. There's another one of my favorite buildings right there. Hopefully it's in the frame. I can't see the camera well, so I'm going to go up Church Street. This isn't going to be a really, really long video. I'm just trying to get a good angle. There's a guy riding a bicycle, so we'll get him in the video. I'm just trying to get a good angle that doesn't leave people, queasy or dizzy, yet they can see ever so slightly to the right better views of buildings where they can stop the video and look at, maybe an old school they went to, maybe a house they lived in, an apartment they lived in. So this is going to catch Church Street slightly pointing to the right. There's some really cool buildings up on Church Street. These guys, brewing company, that building 49 right there, there's a sign out there. I believe they're still working on the interior. That's an exciting project. That big church right there. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go down Church Street. I think I'll head up Broadway. And there's La Stella Pizza right there, the hottest new location in town. They've been around for over 20 years, but that's their new location there, that building, that beautiful building. Absolutely gorgeous inside and out. And yeah, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up Broadway. And to the right, you'll be... I keep saying to the right. Probably in front of you, you'll see some beautiful homes. When I get up to the top of this hill, there's like real, big-time multi-millionaires back in the 1800s that had those homes built. You can see the columns and everything up here. Hopefully it's appearing in frame right around now. So this is Broadway. All right, I'm going to go by St. Pat's Cathedral. There's a lot of flags that I don't normally see flying out in front of St. Pat's Cathedral. I'm going to let this young lady cross. I believe she wants to. I think the flags are flying out there due to the fact that the Pope recently died. As I head down Broadway. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to try to get a view of NFA if I can, but I got to approach this from Broad Street. Let's see. Yeah, let me get on Crescent. And we'll cruise down towards NFA right now. I hope. Sometimes there's so many buses down there. That might not be a good move, but yeah, let's do it. Let's see what kind of view we can get of NFA. I'm not going to go in the parking lot. There's security there. They'll say, "What are you doing with a camera on your car?" Trust me, that's not going to happen. But starting right now, we should get NFA, Slater Memorial Museum, some of the buildings, Norton Gymnasium, or, I don't know the names of all the buildings. I didn't go to NFA, but there it is, right there, if my idea is working properly. And I won't know till I start editing this video that it worked out. So if you're watching this now, the experiment was at least partially successful. It may turn out better than I could possibly imagine. I'm in kind of I don't know if I'd consider it a traffic jam, but there seems to be a lot of people that go to NFA that are getting out of school, or maybe school got out maybe a half hour ago. So this could be like extracurricular activities or something that kids are getting out of these different clubs or whatever they belong to. All right, green light. I just got to go. But we can see people walking up the street. It's a nice day. It's in 75 degrees right now. All right, we're going by the Greek Orthodox Church. Hopefully we can grab that on video right there. More really nice houses on Washington Street. I'm going to take a right up Mohegan Road. This is a tough, snaky, narrow portion of this road up the couple hundred yards ahead of me. I just think a narrow road like this could be interesting with this new angle. Wow, it seems like they widened the road here. They did. That's fantastic. Did not know that. That's on the opposite side of the road. They widened it because that was a dangerous turn back there. You probably couldn't see it because the camera's pointing in the other direction, but take my word for it, it's a big improvement. But this is an incredible, snaky, windy road that you have to be super careful driving on, because it's very tight. If you get a big truck or, a large car, you could have some big problems if somebody's coming the other direction towards you. As I work my way up Mohegan Road, wow, a lot of people playing tennis. I'm glad. There's baseball fields. That's got to be some kind of NFA tennis group of some kind. Yeah, they're all wearing red and white, which are the NFA colors. I'm going to take a quick sweep through a portion of Mohegan Park just for testing purposes. When you upload videos to YouTube, it's free. So this is I'm going to take a quick sweep around this parking lot up here just to get a look at the soccer field right there. This stuff happening. It's spring. This whole field is going to be rehabbed. Artificial grass, new drainage, big plans for this field right here. This track, there's a track around there, quarter-mile track, and a beautiful soccer field. But let's get up here. Again, quick sweep through Mohegan Park as part of the test of this new perspective. The speed limit's 15 miles per hour here. You got to drive real slow. There's people walking, jogging. This is a very popular, one of the most beautiful areas in Norwich. It's a gem, absolute gemstone. But how's that angle working out? I don't know. I'll be very curious to see this. Some big parking lot, upper parking lot right there. Dog pound if I went back there to my right. That dog pound's been there since I was a kid. So we'll be going by Spalding Pond here momentarily. I don't know if maybe you can get a glimpse through the trees. I don't know. You should be able to see a little view. Right there. All right, so that's a taste of this new angle in Mohegan Park. Again, one side of the car. Now there's 360 cameras that shoot video in a complete circle, and then I can, if I had one of these devices, I could then choose what the viewers, you folks are seeing. I could actually shift the video to the left, to the right, and kind of hone in on, things that may be considered more interesting, as opposed to this situation I got going on right here where it's only one angle. That's it. One thing I don't like about 360 lenses or cameras is they tend to warp the view considerably. I mean, this is the view I'm getting right here is linear. It's trees are straight up and down, and poles and houses and all the architectural elements that are straight look straight. But with these 360 cameras, they tend to have a very warping, it's a rounding. They try to get everything in the frame, so they have to compromise by, you lose your straight lines. Some people don't mind it. It doesn't thrill me, so I tend, to shy away from that. I could do it with this camera. This has a super wide view as I drive up Ox Hill Road, but I don't particularly like, I've done it, but I don't particularly enjoy the feel of those warped edges, and it's a little tricky to use those to get them to, from my eye, to get them to feel natural. Let me take a drive down Mahan Drive just so we can see. That's Norwich Technical High School right there. So that's a better view, hopefully. Again, I'm repeating myself if it works out. So we're coming up on Kelly Middle School. I used to know it as, when I went there, it was Kelly Junior High, but now it's Kelly Middle School. So that should be in frame. That should be a decent view. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to turn around down here at a parking lot. A brand new, beautiful parking lot that the city put in. This used to be a dirt parking lot, but now it's absolutely gorgeous. They did a beautiful job. Wow, this ladies' room, men's room. Things are looking up. Everywhere around Norwich, things are just improving at a dramatic pace. I mean, this started happening, I would say, 2 years ago. Things started to really ramp up with the improvements. I'm going to let's, right there, that thing right there, I hope I have it in frame, is brand new. I don't think it's open right now. But what a phenomenal addition to this area. And I'm going to work my way down. There's the basketball courts, Bob W. Spain basketball courts. Nobody out there right now. They're all either doing running up here. You see the young kids up there running around, probably track and field or whatever. Okay, I'm going to go by the senior center to the right. That beautiful senior center in Norwich is right there. I say to the right, it should be right in front of you, if my angle is accurate here. I'm going to pull in the parking lot real quick. I want to get you a look at that pickleball court they put in, I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. Plus, you'll get a better view of the Rose City Senior Center. right there, I think. I have it slightly angled. Again, I'm trying to fine tune things. I'm going to sweep by. There's the pickleball court right there. I can't see in there. There's people playing pickleball in there. Directly in front of me, it's probably, you have a different perspective, is another view of Norwich Tech. Back onto my hand drive. There's the skateboard park up there. I don't see anybody up there, which is unusual. That place is usually pretty crowded with kids. I got to get back on Ox Hill Road, so I'm going to head back to the Norwich town. I think I'm technically in Norwich town right now. But I'm going to head back, and we'll end the experiment at some point down the road here. Let's find out how it looks. I'm going to throw it into the video editing software. I happen to use Final Cut Pro if anybody's interested. Occasionally people do ask me, but that's what I use to edit videos. So I'm going down Ox Hill Road, nice homes. Wow, there's a big heavy machinery over there. So that maybe somebody land was for sale. I think somebody's going to be building a house back there because that land was for sale for a long time. And there's no more sign out there. More cherry trees, dogwood trees, flowering trees all over the place. Some of these homes, like this one right here, was built in, that you can see right there. Let me see. 1743. 1743. That's impressive. I'm going to get on Canterbury Turnpike real quick. There's some more super old houses, like just, if I can read the dates, a lot of them have dates on them. I'll let you know. Actually, let me take a right onto Scotland. Let's go right on Scotland Road. I'm still working my way back. Maybe when I get down near First Congregational Church, I'll close it down. Scotland Road. I'm going to get over onto Huntington Lane. Yeah, this is Huntington Lane. Really beautiful houses, super old. George Washington, when I get there, George Washington stayed, let me see if I can, I hope I'm picking this up, right there. George Washington, first president of the United States. Once, I don't know if he stayed overnight, but he was in the home, and that's been verified by numerous sources that have impeccable reputations and that type of thing. So here's some more historic homes in the Norwich Town area as I come off Huntington Lane and get on East Town Street. So this will give us a really nice view of some houses that are close to the Norwich Town Green, like that one right there. Beautiful. More incredible flowering trees. I'm driving real slow. Take a look at some of these homes as I drive very slowly. I have a stop sign. I'm going to go a little bit past the stop sign just so you can see the First Congregational Church right there, hopefully. And then that'll be all over. So we're parked here. We can take our last look. I have some cars. I have to wait. Some people have their signals, some people don't. So I can't tell who's turning and who isn't. Okay. That's the end of the video.